Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Martin Ott, co-CEO of Moneybookers. I know Monday morning is always a tough time. I hope by now you're all awake. And online payments usually is not the most exciting topic. I thought about actually presenting you some content of our partners who we process for, but we don't process for the adult industry. So the rest probably doesn't get you started. So I thought present you some overview initially about Moneybookers for those of you who don't know us. And then Marco asked me actually to present some key learnings about particularly the cross-border business and how to build scalable business organization. So some quick facts about Moneybookers. We were founded in 2001 and now majority owned by InvestCorp. And we were the first European e-money issuer, which means we're like an electronic wallet where customers can store their funds. What makes us different from a bank is that we can not pay out interest and give out credit, but at the same time we're still regulated by the FSA like a bank. Today we process for over 55,000 merchants, have over 10 million account holders, are growing by 13,000 accounts per day, and we employ about 350, 370 people right now. What do we do? I think what makes us different from other payment service providers is, on the one hand, of course, we provide services to businesses and process for them, but we also give payments a face. So we also have actually the end customer relationships. So we're not only a pipe. So what we do is we process payments from end customers to end customers, from end customers to businesses, into banks and back, and from businesses back to end customers. And on the revenue model side, we always make a cut every time the money moves. So be it when a customer deposits something, when he sends something to a merchant, when a merchant pays out a customer, or when customers send it to each other. And we also have a very nice FX business, as we are also a cross-border company. On top of this, because we have this end customer relationship, we can also provide additional services, like risk management, fraud, end customer service actually. What makes us different? We provide the most comprehensive local global payment network. And you've heard this from David and from Frank, that it's actually very important to have local payment methods in various countries. Like in the UK, everyone has a credit, a debit card. Our French friends, they like the carte bleue. In Germany, where I'm from, you have Lastschrift, which is like a direct debit. And this is true for all countries around the world. And we provide this for our partners with one single integration. And so basically, and this is also our success factor, we always focused on providing the most local payment methods alongside with superior fraud technology, and thus basically help our partners to become cross-border champions. So they don't have to go to Poland and connect, 20 local direct Polish banks, or to Russia or to other countries, but we do it for them. At the same time, we also provide them with our e-wallet account holders. They have now 150 million euros in their accounts to spend. We can market into them. And we save on costs, and this is very important, that not only the payment methods are local, but also the hackers, the fraud, identity theft. And I guess we're the only one out there that actually saves our partners cost by giving them a zero chargeback guarantee. So they don't have to worry about chargeback cost. And here actually some of our partners presenting today. There's a couple of others, like even eBay in the US, who owns PayPal, has integrated us now right next to them. That's the Moneybookers. What are the key learnings? Before I joined Moneybookers 2 years ago, actually I run direct consumer business group at a company called Jamster. So when I joined, very small B2B player. We grew it in 3 years to I think 800 people in 40 countries, 150 million EBITDA. Very nice business. Similar thing though with Moneybookers. When I joined, 50 people. We're now 350, growing quite rapidly. What are the learnings? Building a growing, a scalable and profitable business. Hire top management, of course. It's always a good idea. But what's key is, of course, you want everyone to be incentivized like entrepreneurs. So they think alongside you and they're incentivized like entrepreneurs. At the same time, they don't want huge salaries, because this is what affects your bottom line. The same thing on key middle management. As you build a scalable organization, of course, you hire good people, and you always want to hire the best. But as you know, best people are very hard to find. So you have to convince them, you have to make them join your company. You don't want to pay them huge salaries, so you incentivize them again by shares. So they're aligned, they work hard, and in the end, if there's an exit, everyone kind of shares in the success as well. What's also important, if you hire new people, and the criteria is not can you start in 3 months, but rather is it next week or tomorrow, then of course you also hire a couple of people that might be not too qualified for the job. It's important in a high growth organization, get rid of them quickly. Yeah? Of course it sounds tough, all this hire fire mentality, but if you're in a growth environment, you cannot afford to keep mediocre people on board because they will slow down your growth. And in the end, you know this, A players, hire A players, and B players, hire C players. You can make the calculation. What we found to be very efficient actually, rather than hire expensive people with a big corporate background, is hire smart, young, be it interns or graduate, right out of school. They're smart, they're driven, they work until midnight, and nearly for free. And in the end, I mean, if you really invest in them, if you train them after half a year or a year, they might as well be as good as other people that have worked in the industry for a long time. So you know, the business is moving fast. We're in digital business, and it's not a rocket science. So everyone can learn in this actually a very good way. So we've learned to scale it. What's also important is don't throw people at problems. Because you want to build a scalable organization, of course you can hire people, you know, you always have issues, you don't have enough staff to keep up with the work, but it's important to build scalable processes early on. That means in product development, product marketing, on the IT side of course, but in general, even, you know, be it hire some good finance and accounting guys, because this can all of course blow up in your face. Don't save on infrastructure. You know, it sounds like a no-brainer, but I've seen many businesses that then suddenly scaled, took off, and then either they had to completely rebuild the platform because the platform was not built in a scalable way, or you know, their service went down because they couldn't handle the traffic. So I wouldn't save on infrastructure. What I would save on though is actually on the IT and the development side. We've done very successfully is outsourced our development to part of our company. It's not an outsourced company. Outsourcing works when you're a big company and you're not fast growing and you can spec everything to the detail, because this is what you do. You spec it, then you give it to India, and then 3 months later you get something back. If you're growing quickly, you know, every day you're changing your product and you need to have some kind of say over it. What works well and what we do today is we work like with a virtual office. We have some anti-fraud guys here, some in Bulgaria, we do it in Sofia. And they're just as smart and just cost a quarter of what they would cost in London. Same thing on the payment side, on the finance side even, and not only in IT and development. But it's important to keep it very closely aligned. We actually spend a lot of time then in Sofia flying the management teams around. We also fly the whole company. We have no offices in New York and other places. And we fly them with EasyJet all over to Sofia once a year to get everyone not in one room, but in one place to do workshops, get them all aligned, and also celebrate together. Internationalize. I think we're all, you know, in the internet space, it's digital business, so you can scale your business internationally. I think what's important, though, is that you can keep central what you can. We're here in Europe, so you don't need to have an office in Berlin, in Amsterdam, in London, in Paris, in Rome or Milan, and Madrid. You're within an hour flight, you're anywhere really in Europe, so keep it as central as you can. And as such also, we found very efficient is open flow office. Because, you know, there's no heroes, no egos, it's not my office, and I want the corner office, and people don't serve on Facebook, on Match.com and other things, which is not bad. Focus on core. I think this is what we learned also from the other successful companies here is focus on what you do best. Of course, you have to early on invest into new areas of business, but ideally is, of course, keep innovating and be very product-centric on a core product and then expand out of this. I've seen other companies, you know, too quickly expanding into various areas, which and then they got sidetracked, and with limited resource and a scalable organization, you know what happens. And then, of course, focus on profit. I've seen on the list there's probably half the people here from the private equity industry, so they will tell you in the end EBITDA or net profit is what counts. So I guess these are my key 10 lessons to build a scalable business. What does it mean for Moneybookers? I believe cash is dead. The numbers are counted for the days. Spent a couple of weeks ago in Denmark and went to a cash machine and actually withdraw some Danish kroner. And I felt embarrassed to spend it anywhere because in every bar, everywhere, everyone just had their debit card and paid with it. And so in the end, this is how we see it, is the debit card is a payment method where you store your payment details, similar to an e-wallet, what we run today with an email and a password, or be it, in the future, fingerprint technology that also has your stored payment details. We want to be on the forefront of running digital payments. What does it mean for us? Invest more in security, provide more access, mobile phones, more countries, more local payment methods. Do it more conveniently. We just launched like a debit card, which is linked in real time to your account. So you're like bridging the world from the offline to the online world, and give customers access to their winnings on Betfair instantly, or can go and spend it. And then more benefits. Because the nice thing is, if you have on the payment side, the end customer relationship, you can work it as like a CRM tool, get them engaged, provide them with instant cashback if they spend on a partner site, or loyalty points and other things. Thank you very much.